Yes, here again. We are here in the Tamburi Mundi frame drum channel. Our last day today, so it's a long festival with 10 days of intense concerts and informations in our channel, talks and so on. And it's a pity that we are already at the end, but we have a special guest here. And here in Freiburg, we are in Freiburg in the Ewerk for all of you who just came in today for the first time. And so we have Pere Oliver from Catalonia. We are very happy to have him here in our channel live. So he will introduce us a little bit about in general percussion or especially frame drums in ancient music, because he's doing a lot of projects with different ensembles and with different times, because ancient music is not one period and one music. There is different periods from Baroque to Renaissance and medieval. And inside this you have Spanish, Italian, or so different styles also. And Pere is yes, inside of this music. And Pere, thank you for coming here.
Thank you to you for inviting me again.
Yes, you were already in our Tamburi Monday channel. We talked about your work, how you started and how you made your process. And now we are focusing more on your, I think this is one of your main works, ancient music.
Yes.
Can you explain us a little which ancient or which time, which periods you are inside?
Well, as you are telling, I'm a percussionist. That I grew up in a traditional music area, very big traditional music, and then I studied classical music. But when I was young, I felt the necessity to play early music, Renaissance music, and Baroque music, because I found that it was very connected with the traditional music I was playing, and also with the instruments that I was playing. No? And then after my studies at the conservatory, I focused the studying in this kind of frame drums, also Baroque timpani, castanets, tambourines, and square frame drums.
Yeah, and now, of course, you have not your timpani here.
No.
It's not easy to travel with timpanis, and it's a pity. But I think you don't really need a timpani in the music, or So you have here 1, 2, 3 instruments, right?
Yes. Well, first I want to show you, this is the Adufe Pandero Quadrat, or the square frame drum. Is one of the most iconographed instruments during the Middle Ages in Spain and Portugal. And this is an instrument that you can find now in North Spain, also in Catalonia and North Africa. And it appears so many times in the cathedrals, no? And there's the people who play it hold the instrument in this position. And some archaeologists thought that this was a book. No? There were some sculptures with violins or fiddles or flutes or horns, and also there were a musician with something square, and they thought that it was not an instrument, but it was an instrument. And you can find in different pictures that was one of the most used instruments. And this is a frame drum that has 2 skins and sometimes has little stones, and sometimes has snares, like in a snare drum, that produces this.
Yeah.
And in my area, in Catalonia, we can find some players, but this instrument was almost disappeared 60 years ago. But it's an instrument that it works very well if you can sing, you can accompany the singing. No? this instrument in Catalonia, for example, was related with the women. All the women play during the Rosario Congregory. I don't know how it's in English, but the associations related with the church, no? And for the parties of the Rosario, they sing accompanying the pandeiro.
Yeah. So
And then
this is more, let me say, ancient tradition.
Yes.
But very close to
Popular music,
right? Not
Yes.
not court music
Yes,
or
exactly.
kings or something.
Yes. But we can find, as I told before, we can find a lot of iconography in the medieval
time.
And the other instrument that we can find during the medieval times is the tambourine pandereta. This instrument is, we can find different type sizes, but most of them has the skin, the wood, and the jingles. Sometimes we have different kinds of jingles of more rows. And the most interesting part of this instrument that we have a lot of countries that we can find now this instrument alive, like in Italy and also in Spain, not in France, not in Germany, but I think there were a lot of tambourines. 500 years or but the music changes, the taste changes, but we found this instrument. And most of the time, we find that this instrument is played in this way, no? Then it's the way that we can find now in Italy or in North Spain. And during last years, I've been working or trying to translate these traditional techniques that are still alive inside the rhythms or patterns from the Renaissance, for the Baroque music. But I also combine different techniques because this instrument allows different techniques, like playing the jingles, the shaking, the soft. If I have to play with a singer or with a flute, no, or with a. But if I have to play with a shout, like yesterday in the concert with Silke or with the bagpipes, I can use this kind of technique.
So this is more through different epochs, right? From medieval, Renaissance, also in Baroque music.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Baroque music, we use the sizes and the idea of the instrument changed. And during the Baroque music, we find instruments with more rows of jingles.
Okay.
Because if you want to play orchestral music, like at the end of the 18th century, you need more power because the orchestra became bigger with more sound, with more instruments, more flutes, more trumpets, no? But in the Renaissance, the instrument was smaller with less jingles.
And so we can talk again later about the tambourine and the third instrument
Yes.
you have.
I have here the Baroque castanets. The castanets this is popular music that you can find in Spain or also in Italy. And this instrument is a copy from a Baroque ones. These are smaller than the modern castanets. The modern castanets has a bigger size.
I have a big one.
Yes. And this is the shape of this part as like a mount, but a small hill.
Can you see it?
Maybe see it. It's a very small instrument. But I like it very much because have a very strong sound and powerful. And the thing that we know that this instrument was played before at the beginning of the 18th century, was played in a technique that you hold the instrument in the middle finger, and when you were dancing, you played in this
yeah.
way.
Similar like
Similar like the Italian, yes.
Yeah,
Yes. But at the end of the 18th century, the technique has changed a lot because the instrument traveled to France and well, more people played the castanets, and they used all of the fingers playing this specific technique called carretilla. That it's and for castanets we have two sounds. The male sound is this loud sound, and we have the female.
Ah, male and female.
Yes. Low and higher, low and higher. And then always...
It's like doom tack.
Yes, like doom tack, more or less. But
doom tack, tack, doom tack.
And then always the right hand plays the rolls, the embellishments, and you keep the beat always with the left hand.
Yeah.
But you can change, of course. But we find some documents, and there is a very important book at the end of the 18th century that explains that this technique was practiced in a few years before, no? But
yeah, so this role reminds us, I think, to Rick also.
Yes.
I mean, the fingers are different, but
are very close.
The idea of
it has a specific technique.
Yeah,
that it's not a finger every. You have to strike all the strokes from the same movement. It's not 5 strokes separately.
Yeah.
It takes a time because it's like going to the gym, to get fit with the fingers.
Finger gym. Do you think this, just from your experience, when you play rig, this helps, or opposite?
Yes, it helps a bit.
It helps a bit
for the jingle rolls.
Coordination also, maybe the synchronization of fingers.
Yes. In the rig we have different digitations, fingerings of rolls.
Yeah.
And here you have we have triplets, we have rolls in 4.
Yeah.
For example, we have here on the castanets the normal roll is in 5. It's strange because it's not, we always play in 2, 4, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or in 8 we have 4 and 4. But the normal roll is in 5.
That's interesting.
1 and 4, 1 and 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every instrument has his own idea, but
it's language,
It's language, yeah. And so you introduced these 3, and beside these 3, I mean, you didn't bring all your instruments here, but what else is typical if someone, for example, some students ask me, Murat, a group called me and they asked me if I can join them. They make Renaissance music. Can you show me how to play Renaissance music? So this is one question.
Yeah.
And then I say, it's not easy to answer because Renaissance is, as I said before. So what instruments or...
Of course, we have the drums, the side drums played with 2 sticks. We have some iconography and some treaties, the specific books talking about rhythms on side drums. There is an important book from the 16th century called Orchestrografia that explains how to develop and create variations on some dances of the Renaissance. And there are more books, and we know that this kind of instruments to skins with we tuned with ropes, and there were snares like a snare drum. And we know that this instrument was very big during the 17th century, and in the 18th century it was smaller. No? Because the taste changed, and then appeared the bass drum. But at the beginning, there was a very big instrument. And during the Middle Ages, this instrument was played with the pipe and tabor, with the hand, one hand flute.
One hand flute,
yes. For example, for Baroque music, we have to use a drum that has 14 inches or 12 inches.
Yeah. And how important is when you play in an ensemble that you play these typical techniques? I mean, is it necessary, or is it like you can do it because you learned, you practice, and you are good, or is it really a must? You must play this. So where is the how can I say? Is there a board that say, okay, no, this is you have to do from your?
Well, it depends, because if you play in your group, you can play what you want, what you like, the rhythms, the techniques that works better, no? But sometimes you work. Someone called you for to play in an orchestra, and he's waiting for a specific sound that you don't usually play, no? And then if you are paid to play in another way, you have to do it. But I'm trying to play in my way. I've studied with Pedro Esteban. He's a percussionist who has played many years with Jordi Savall. But I also took ideas from other teachers, no? And I'm trying to mix the traditional techniques that I think it was the past of these instruments. I think it's more related with this kind of music. Sometimes I play more modern, depending the director, the ensemble, or sometimes I'm more restrictive and more careful.
Yeah. This is always the question. How yes, the authenticity is a big discussion always. And here in the percussion, we have little more space for interpretation. I mean, it's clear we don't use a timbalis from Afro-Cuban music. This is not a question, but I mean, it starts already the question: should the instruments be tunable? Because already here we start. And how it was in this time playing in a church, because we know the problems playing in a church, everyone. Sure. So what did they do? Did they play with boom, 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 or they made a fire?
They had
the
fire.
Church and how it happened. So, but this has an effect on the performance. If you have a fire in the church and you perform, so everything is different, and the whole process, the music also, you have to make the fire, someone has to care. So this is not I mean, the authenticity you can never reach, I think.
Of course.
Even if you try.
We are trying to approach the idea of because the tastes of the people, the culture, the music changes, but
and also the concert yesterday, for all of you who missed the concert yesterday, because Pere had a beautiful performance here in our concert hall, so you can just have a look on our YouTube channel, the concert of yesterday. You will find this 7th of August. Yasha will put the link in the chat. Yes. It's easier. So you will see all the instruments, not only explained or with these ensembles, with all the melodical instruments. So the idea also how the music is working. So just have a look. It's really interesting, and you have the feeling this is modern music. It's this is not something
Yeah.
very old. So you have the feeling, wow, this is not a music you can hear every day in the radio. No,
Of course.
not at all.
Yeah.
Specific channels maybe, but the music is really not old, and also your interpretation was very modern. I mean, you played historical instruments,
yeah.
historical music, but the way you perform and was really here the music for here.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So then one more question. This is not maybe connected to the instrument, but if you have music, how do you know what to play, which rhythms, or even should you play percussion? This is also sometimes a question.
Yes. Well, the music can be done without percussion or with percussion, but I think the people is waiting for percussion. I think some rhythms works better with percussion. For example, we know that jacaras in Spain, that it's a popular rhythm that was played with baroque guitar, was danced a lot, and the dancers always dance with castanets in her hands, on his hands. And for example, if I play canarios, I like to play with tambourine, but I also could play with the frame drum or with the drum. And if I play folias, we have a lot of documents that saying that there is castanets on folias.
Yeah.
You can choose the instrument you want, but there are some books, some treatises that they say that which instruments were used.
Yeah. And also in the concert, especially, there were some pieces. So rhythmically they were not really easy to understand.
Yeah, the cantigas,
The
Santa
cantigas,
Maria.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how can you understand what to play? I mean, it's not only a groove to da, da, da.
Yeah.
It's it seems like wow, complex music.
Yes.
How is your approach as a percussionist?
For example, we played this music. It comes from the 13th century, and in this book we found a lot of pictures or iconography with percussion instruments like darabuka or tarilla, panderetas.
You make darabuka here.
Yes, a little darbuka.
Yes, normally darbuka.
Maybe you can play dancing.
I just want to
standing.
explain the people that they say, "Hey, what would darbuka here?" No, but in the iconography, is
yes. And for example, for cantigas, you can find this kind of instruments, and we know that in the court, the musicians came from different parts of Europe, also from Africa. And yesterday we played a piece in 10/8. That is the we can find nowadays music like the rhythm sursuna or chursuna. I don't know, that it's a rhythm in 3-2-2-3. And sometimes if you read the lyrics, the letter, this meter works in 3-2-2-3. Now it seems music from another culture, but it was here 700 years ago.
Wow. Yeah. So you try to follow the words, and then
to follow the accents.
The accents. Yeah. So you should just listen. The concert was really amazing concert, and if there is anything you want to know, you can ask in the chat now, or you can talk with Pere. You can contact him with Facebook or somewhere else. You have a website, or
yes.
Yeah. So don't hesitate if you want to know more about historical music. By the way, do you also teach historical music?
Yeah. No, I'm not teaching. I stopped teaching 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because I wanted to spend my time performing.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, You cannot get lessons from Pere. Okay.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future, yes.
Depending
yes.
the pandemic, you know?
Yes, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so Pere, thank you, and it was very interesting. We can talk much more. I
Yeah.
know there are so many details, but the time was just to present a little bit and to introduce your work. And as I said, maybe
Right.
some are happy to meet someone. And
Thank you to you, Murat.
thank you also. And by the way, you will perform tonight
Yes,
also.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So at 8 o'clock, we have a concert, the last concert, by the way, the final concert. And you are invited to play some pieces with us. Not historical music, but music.
Yes, at least
Thank
music.
you. So see you
See you.
later in the
Yes.
sound check and rehearsal.
Perfect.
Okay, and we will continue in a few minutes with Philip Kurske.
So, hello and welcome back to the Tamburi Mundi frame drum channel. I will give you now a little introduction to playing on several drums at the same time. So playing multiple voices at the same time. And I want to start with a little rhythm in 7. So don't worry, it's not going to be very difficult, at least for the start. It's a little bit also about showing you that there's really an easy way to approach this whole topic of playing several voices at the same time. Okay, so let us get started with a simple rhythm. We will, for the start, we will not use the drums. We will start with just talking and clapping. Okay, so let's take a simple rhythm in 7/8, which is dum pa dum pa. Okay, dum pa dum pa. Okay, dum pa dum pa. Okay. Okay, so dum pa dum pa. Okay. Right. First exercise will be just to speak this rhythm and clap on doom, only on the first doom. So that goes like this. Doom pa doom pa. Okay. 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 Okay, and you can notice that we have two voices here going on at the same time. The one is the rhythm that we are speaking, and the other voice is kind of the solo. That's what we are clapping. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be to clap on the second beat. Okay, so first exercise we clapped on the first beat on doom. Now we clap on the second beat, so that is on me. Doom pa doom pa ke 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 doom pa doom pa ke. Okay. And maybe you can already see a little principle of this exercises arising. Which is that we shift our accent to the right. Okay, so first time we do it on doom, then we do it on me. Third exercise, we do it on pa. Doom, pa, doom, pa. Okay, doom, pa, doom, pa. Okay, doom, pa, doom, pa. Okay, doom, pa, doom, pa. Okay. Okay, and we are going to continue like this until we have all the 7 possibilities. Okay, until we tried every single one of them. So we can combine all these single exercises into one big exercise. Let's say we do the first exercise 8 times, then we do the second exercise 8 times, then the third, and so on. Okay, so the accent is shifting to the right. Okay, so let's start. Doom pa doom pa ke doom pa doom pa ke 3 pa doom pa ke 4 pa doom pa ke 5 pa doom pa ke 6 pa doom pa ke 7 pa doom pa ke 8 pa doom pa ke doom pa doom pa ke doom pa doom pa ke doom pa doom, pa ke doom, pa doom, pa ke 5, pa doom, pa ke 6, pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke doom, 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 pa doom, pa ke 5, pa doom, pa ke 6, pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke doom, 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 pa doom, pa ke 5, pa doom, pa ke 6, pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke doom, 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 pa doom, pa ke 7, 6, pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom. Sorry, where was it? 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke doom, 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 pa doom, pa ke 5, pa doom, pa ke 6, pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke 1, pa doom, pa ke doom, 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 pa doom, pa ke pa doom, pa ke 7, pa doom, pa ke 8, pa doom, pa ke. Okay, so this exercise is kind of to get into the feeling, okay, to get a basic understanding of what is happening, and it's good to do this with just talking and clapping, because you have more kind of CPU left for to focus on the rhythmical thing that is happening before you go to the drums, where you actually have a lot of kind of techniques to pay attention to. Okay, so by separating this kind of rhythmical exercise from the technical exercise, we can make it a little bit easier for us to understand. Okay, so let's go to the next exercise, and now it gets a little bit more interesting, and we are going to clap on 2 of the 7 beats now. Okay, and we are also going to shift that through our pattern. Okay, so we stick to the same rhythm, doom, pa, ke, and we clap on 2 beats. Doom, pa, ke, doom, pa, ke. Okay, because time is limited, let us do just 4 repetitions of each exercise. Anyway, you can change this at home to whatever tempo suits you. You can also, of course, do only 2 repetitions or just 1. It gets more difficult the fewer repetitions you make. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Dum pa dum pa ke 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 dum dum pa ke dum pa 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 dum 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 pa dum ke dum pa dum pa 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 ke. Okay, so this was kind of the second set of exercises that you can do, and again you can maybe see kind of a little principle arising of how these exercises proceed. So we started with just one beat, shifted it through the pattern. Now we took 2 beats and shifted those through the pattern. So you have to keep in mind there is several ways that you can put 2 beats in your pattern, right? They can be next to each other, like we did, or there could be one break in between, or there could be 2 breaks in between. So there is, for the 2 beats exercises, there is a lot more exercises that you can go through. Let us, as an example, try one out with 1 break between the 2. So that would be, first exercise would be to clap on dum and pa, right? Dum, me, pa, okay? Dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, dum, pa, dum, pa, ke. Okay, now we have to calculate a little bit maybe. Next exercise would have to be on do, me, pa, do. Okay, so on me and do. Do, me, pa, do, me, pa, ke, right? Okay, let's go for it. Dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, 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 right? And you will continue to shift those two accents through the pattern, okay, until you have tried all 7 positions. Then next exercise would be to do that with 2 breaks in between. So dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, dum, pa, dum, pa, ke, and then shift that through the pattern. So next exercise would be to clap on do, me, pa, do, me, pa, ke. So 2 times on me, right? Do, me, pa, do, me, pa, ke. Do, me, pa, do, me, pa, ke. Okay, so you get the idea. You in general, the idea of this whole exercise is to get to try every single possibility that there is to fill 7 beats with accents. Okay, so we tried now all possibilities to fill 7 beats with 1 accent. I showed you how to do it with 2. And after that, of course, you can go for 3 accents, right? So you would go doom, pa, doom, pa, ke, doom, pa, doom, pa, ke, right? That would be the first exercise for 3 accents. And then maybe you can think of yourself how you would go on from there, right? The next exercise would then be to take one of those 3 accents and shift it. So you get accent, accent, break, accent. And then you shift that through the pattern. Okay? And then you can have, for example, accent, break, accent, accent, and shift that through the pattern. Then you can have accent, break, accent, break, accent, and shift that through the pattern. Okay, just make sure you kind of try all possibilities. Okay, and when you practice this kind of exercises over time, you know, since you really practice all the possibilities that there are, what can actually happen in a 7, there's kind of nothing that can confuse you anymore. Okay, you've seen it all. Okay, so so it gives a lot of safety to practice this. Okay, you will be able to play 7 and play some solo with your other hand on top without losing where you are. Okay, so that's the idea. Now let us put this a little bit to the drum, just so you know how you would go about this. However, I would recommend really that you really dive into this just talking and clapping thing. Okay, it's really the most important part. And then to transfer it to the drum, it will be easy when you have mastered the clapping and syllables. It will be no big deal to transfer it to the drum, and you will have all your focus left to focus on actual drumming technique in that moment, and you won't be confused by rhythmical things. Okay, so let's take our rhythm. By the way, of course, this principle with shifting the accents, it of course it works in any rhythm. Okay, not just 7/8. This is just an example. Okay, so let's put our little rhythm to the drum. That would be, you need 2 drums. Well, you could do it on 1, but makes more sense with 2. So let's put doom, pa, doom, pa, ke, doom, pa, doom, pa, ke, doom, pa, doom, pa, ke. Okay, now that we have the rhythm going, we can add our left hand to play the accents. Okay, and you can basically use whatever sound you like. It can be doom, it can be ta, or it can be snaps. I like to use snaps, but it's really up to you. Or you could play another drum, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do the first exercise, right? So that would be doom, pa, doom, ke, 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 doom. So in general, like you would of course go by with this transferring this exercise to the drum. You will just practice the same exercises that you practiced with clapping and talking. You would practice it again just with 2 drums. Then of course there's many other ideas that you can have. For example, you could have the rhythm in your left hand and play the solo in your right. So that would be another option. You could start to do some instrumentation. Like for example, you can exchange between ta and doom. Like you can do doom pa doom pa ke doom pa doom pa ke doom pa doom. Like bring some music in this kind of dry exercise. Okay, the exercise is really just to help you get more security, more safety. Okay. So another very interesting thing that you can try that's kind of more more usable in actual concert practice is to play, for example, groups of 3 above your 7. Okay, so you would have to kind of think in a cycle of 3 bars of 7. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and now you just add groups of 3 in your left hand. So that can be maybe a first little project to practice for you with using these exercises. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. My half an hour time is up. Murat, I'm not sure what's up next in the channel. Okay, Shekufe Paryap is now coming, and I think probably showing something on DAF. Okay, so wish you have fun with the next with Shekufe, and goodbye.
Hi.
welcome to our Tamburi Mundi channel and welcome to our next guest, Shekufe Periap. Hello, Shekufe. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shekufe, you are a teacher, musician, and also educator, and you are living in Sweden and you were born in Iran. Welcome to our Tamburi Mundi channel. I'm so happy to see
Thank you. Thank you. And that was a video. What a memories. Was it
Yes.
2008, maybe?
Yes, we started with memories from early time. And you're right, it was 2008. And so that was a festival Tamburi Mundi. We were in Isfahan together. So you helped us to there, you were teaching there. And we had many students. They came to you and they learned from you and they were fans of you. And so we started with this video because we wanted to make a journey from these times until today, Shekufe. And
Thank you.
maybe, yes, we can start maybe how you learned. Yes, because we are curious, because how, as a child, how you came in contact with DAF and how you developed your way. And yes, maybe you can talk a little bit about your musical path.
Yes, sure. I started playing DAF when I was, no, I don't say that, at 2000. And then for the first time, I saw the DAF in a Sufi ceremony. And the woman who played the DAF and I got loved with them, with the instrument. But I could start at, yes, in 2000.
Yeah. And so as DAF is connected in the Sufi tradition, so that was more or less the musical approach was connected also with these rhythms, right? With this
Yes,
rhythms from the ceremonies.
yes, exactly. So I started in my hometown, or my first hometown, and my second hometown is Stockholm. So from Isfahan, and then I got other lessons from the masters from Tehran also after some years. And yes, for the first time that I came to Europe and played, that was actually in Freiburg. And because of the, yes, it was because of the sisterhood of the Freiburg and Isfahan. And we were 18 girls with 12 frame drum that had concert. Yes.
Yes, I saw this concert. I was in this concert. It was unbelievable. So nice, so great, so powerful also. And I think that was the concert where we get in contact, right?
Yes, exact.
Yeah,
I think that was 2005, maybe.
yeah. Wow, times go very fast.
Yes.
And you have been here at Tamburi Mundi several times, and you were teaching here, performing here. We had beautiful concert, I remember. And all the people ask again, you should invite Shekufe again and invite Shekufe again. And finally, so the contact happened when you were here, and but then so you stopped living in Iran, right? And
Yes.
you decided to move to Europe. So can you tell us a little bit about this life, this period in your life?
Yes. I came here to Stockholm, to Sweden because of love. So now I live here with my husband and my son. And in the beginning, after that I came here, my first performance was at the Royal Music College that I introduced the deaf, and I had concert. But after that, and also the other festival, International Festival for Language and Culture. But after that, when I got baby, so the troubles for the woman musician. So I was most home with him. And then I started to study again here in Sweden, because I studied before also on the university beside the music. So I studied here accounting, master. And then after that, for the first continuously performance, can I say, that was the video that you showed it in the beginning of the program. So that was a man who has the project. Han saw the video and Han saw that Han wanted me to the group, and so that was the beginning again, 2017 for me to come back on the stage.
Yeah, that's so you never lost the patience to music, to dance.
No.
No.
When I was not on the stage, I played at home for myself.
Yes. This
Or
is something. You are a musician or you're not a musician. It has you stay, because this is something that we need. I think we need to practice. We cannot stop.
yes.
And so maybe a little. So you moved to Sweden, but I think you. Let me say you have a excellent. Your English is very good.
Thank you.
And so this is something I think that helped you also probably to build up. For example, when I remember there were some people in the group and they could not speak English. So I think the language is also important to build the bridge between Iranian culture and, let me say, Europe, because you came here to the festival, you could speak with all people, and so of course musically there is an exchange, but I think you could profit also from your language.
Thank you.
As I can see also, and so maybe that helped you also to adapt easily or more easily in Sweden than without knowing English and being there. And so, but probably where there's some at the beginning, I mean, you had your family. I think this is very important that you have your husband there. But did you miss something from Iran? So, oh, Isfahan, this beautiful place, the Zayn, the route. I don't know, something that you said. Oh,
For sure, I have them in my heart and in my brain. But the most thing that I miss is my family. So, and it's not so easy to come here. And now with the COVID, I travel to Iran. So the most one is my family, I can
your
say.
family, yes, absolutely. And yeah, there is there kind of let me say Iranian music community, or I was in Stockholm, but I didn't live there, so I don't know the scene, the music scene, or the groups. So, or is there a potential audience or like a center where you can regularly perform or teach? So, is there? How is the scene there in Stockholm?
It's very good, and they are very active actually. It's not only for the Iranian, and it's also for the board music. And I haven't just played with the Iranians and Persian music. I've tried different ones from, for example, Afghans, Kurdish, Ethiopia, Balkan music, and that was the huge experience for me.
Wow, so there is a audience and also musicians from different, there is a world music scene, I mean, but still maybe when you play the daf, I think this is always something special. When I saw you, for example, on stage, you have a special energy also. And so how is the reaction of the audience when you make a daf solo?
Yes, they usually told me, for example, you are the one with your instrument, or for example, you dance with your instrument, or for example, when you play and we listen to you, we thought that we were in another world. So it was, yeah, it's interesting here from the audiences.
Yeah, maybe this is has something to do. Just a question with your roots. I mean, musical roots coming from Sufi tradition. That you have an approach to give you more inside the rhythm, more inside the music. Do you think there is a something connected with this?
Yes, sure. Why not? Because the skin of the daf, it can shows it's round like the word, and the chain, we can say it's the people on the word. So I always think like that. So it's the connection between music and the word, and also it's a connection from when we play daf, it's from outside to inside. Or so for me, the music is like liberation, like balance. It's like daily brain training.
Yeah.
So,
And so we saw you playing in Isfahan 10 years ago, oh, even longer, 15 years ago, or even longer. But now we have something more actual, right? We would like to look at Shikufe, what you are doing more or less. Now in these days, we have a video that we would like to share with you. And yes.
اما حالا یه قسمت دیگه از برنامه باز با گروه نوبرو.
جاهای رابطه
thank you. J'ai kiffé.
Thank you. That was from the program that Tarana Association did it for the Farouk Farrokhzadeh, a woman poet from Iran, and she died many years ago. And the fantastic girl that played with me, it was Sorur, and we have a duo which name is No Beno. It means new by new.
New by new, nice title. And by the way, there would be 2 other titles on the link. So if anyone is interested, we put the link in the Zoom, in the chat, sorry, in the YouTube chat. And if you want, you can watch it. And so you started your own projects, and that's very interesting. Mixing, because you didn't play DAF here, right?
Yeah, yes. We wanted to use the other sounds with the music, yes.
Yeah, and it's mixed very nice.
Thank you.
And now also you have some projects with recordings. And
Yes.
I know that you were in the studio a few months ago, I think, and you produced something. Maybe we can talk about this project a little bit. You can maybe explain us a little bit the idea of this CD that you just released.
First, I say that under 2020 that we couldn't go on the stage. That was the opportunity for me to be more to do the recording instead with the different groups. So, and one of the projects was my own CD. So I don't know if you can show the artwork of the CD, then I can explain about that. So artwork embodies the name of the tracks that I have in the album. It's Vagueness, it's Face the Current, Beyond, and Ivy. And I can say that it's almost my journey after leaving my hometown and came to Sweden. So I go through these levels. And in the picture, the woman, we have a triangle which symbolizes uncertainty and vagueness. And the triangle has the 19-degree angle that presents stability. And on this point that is stable, it's DAF that helps me to be stable. And it's the safe point for me. And woman hugging the triangle and rests her head on it. And it shows that the woman embraces the uncertainty and fear, but still feels safe and calm. And the up and down of her hair, it shows the ups and downs of the life. And the bird shows represents the flying. The ivy go to the completeness, to the maturity. And that's what I try to do with music.
Wow, wow. But you didn't design this cover.
Actually, my brother designed it from Iran. Yes.
Wow, also an artist, your brother.
Yes.
Nice, beautiful idea. So you have everything inside, and the music is about this topic, let me say, or about your life.
About the topic, about my life, it was some troubles on the way, and they come into the album with the combination of the new style of music, and I didn't have played in this way before, so that was experience for me also.
Yes, yes. And so before we listen we would listen one song from this album, and so you produce with someone else the album, right?
Yes, it was a other company which name is Epidemic Sound, and that was a collaboration with that company. Yes.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
shall I tell you what I will do in the future, because we didn't talk about that. I don't know if we have time or not.
Yeah, so if you want, we can listen one piece and then we can talk about the future.
Yes, sure.
Yes, okay. Amazing. I'm very, very impressed, Shekufe. Wow.
Thank you.
I cannot believe that this is your music, but it's very great.
It's actually for the picture, like film music, or using on the picture. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yes, and maybe some, before we say bye-bye and goodbye, maybe a few words. What is your actual plan for the future? So, yes, what is...
But one little things that I forgot to say about my past. I mean, in Sweden time, I studied I studied here in the music therapy. And I use it, music therapy, with the people that has intellectual or physical, I don't want to say disability, I would say diverse ability. And that was great experience to learn from them, and to use music in other way also.
Yeah.
And in the future, I work with my friend Nobeno, and also I'm honored to say that I will play with the group which name is Parizad, and the group will have a tour in the Sweden. And Pari Isazade, which the head of the group, she will arrange to play her album in this tour. And also in other group with Eastern Bias, we have a project on the child book. So we play the music, and the narrator explain about the book. So it will
Yes.
come.
So you're busy with projects, and I'm sure after this project, the next project will start, and I'm so happy that you have this development in your life, and that you are happy living in Sweden and
Sure.
working, and also in this pandemic time that you could use this in a positive way to be creative and to go in this direction. Shekufe. And yes, we say very thank you from the studio here, from our friends. And so I was happy to see you again, at least here in the channel, and to talk with you a little bit. And so I hope the contact will stay, and who knows, maybe we will see maybe in Freiburg or wherever again in the world.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, Shekufe. So all the best from here. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Folie, ne? So the last part in our frame drum channel at Tamburi Mundi this year. So we will do the final, and yes, so we are here as guests, all of us, because as you know, we will present just the program of the concert tonight at 8 o'clock, and we have a concert here, the last concert of Tamburi Mundi, and we will just present what will happen tonight. And so maybe we start with Annette Maye. Annette Maye, I think many of you already know her. She is a brilliant clarinet player, and we are happy that she's here tonight for the final concert. And Francesco Magaro, I mean, you know him, he's our artist in residence. Since 10 days he's here, and he performed in many concerts, and also he made the moderation here. I think you saw him. And I'm also included in the program tonight. So yeah, so maybe Annette, you can talk a little bit what will happen tonight.
There will happen some good music. We will play together as a trio in the first set, and we will play our own music, our own compositions. So Francesco, he brought some music from Italy, from Calabria, and also I brought some pieces, and we arranged it for this trio instrumentation. And very special, he will play tonight not only the frame drums but the piano. In the first set, you will see and listen to him you will hear him as a piano player. Yeah, he originally used to be a piano player a long time before, but now he will be a piano player and also our drummer on piano, because the music will be very focused on rhythm. And in the second set, we will play together with a Camerata string quartet, isn't it? Yeah, a wonderful string quartet from Freiburg, and we will play some music of Rabbi Abu Khalil, and also the quartet will play with you and some guest musicians, some tunes of a Georgian composer called Zintzatze, some miniature. And yeah, I think there is a Pere joining. What's his name, Pere?
Pere Olive, he was here at 2 o'clock in our channel also.
Yeah, joining us, and also we will play some original Turkish music, Kudili Galonga, for example, traditional music.
Yeah.
And we will combine it with improvisation. So we will put together classical musicians with jazz musicians like me, and drummers, and all-round musicians like you. So it will be a interesting experience, I guess. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to play with you both, and with the string quartet.
And so we are also playing since 20 years together with the ensemble Fis Fus, this is a trio. And also I think we will play some pieces of Fis Fus.
Yeah.
So, but with Francesco, it will be the first time. So we know each other many years, but also we played, Francesco and me. But with this trio, it will be tonight very unique, the first time. And how is it for you, Francesco? I mean, to play music of Fis Fus, and for us, this music is, yes, our repertoire. Mainly, I think we will use compositions of you. So how is it to play, to adapt yourself?
Well, actually, I have to say that, as Annette said, tonight I will play mostly the piano. And as you said in the previous days, you are the only person that could convince me to do this, to do a concert on piano again. Because yes, I was a pianist, I studied piano, blah, 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 classical diploma, we talk. But now I'm percussionist, so in the beginning I was a bit, I'm not sure, maybe one thing. But then I decided to do it, And I have to say that I had a lot of fun, and I am very happy to do this, also because I really like the composition of Annette and of his foods. So I really hope that I could play as the best I can. And also when we rehearse, this happiness increased. So I'm happy to. But remember, I'm a percussionist, so be patient with me.
If you hear him, you will never think he's a percussionist. But
if you hear me play percussion,
No,
yes.
no.
Yes, you are right.
You get me crazy, Francesco.
This is a revenge. This is a little revenge.
There is a word for this. But we also, you brought also two pieces.
Yes,
so
and I'm
only
happy.
pieces,
No, seriously,
pieces.
I'm really thrilled and happy to play these tunes with you. I really like to do on piano also. I discovered again a part of me, a language which I don't attend so much anymore, but it's very nice. And also I had the chance to bring some music from my side.
Yeah.
And actually for this, I decided to bring two songs particularly from my region, but from my, let's say, city, more or less. It's a village in the mountain near my city. Because there was a folk singer which we love very much in Calabria, very important for us. His name was Danilo Montenegro, who died months ago by COVID. And so for us it was a very great loss. And so I knew him, I'm a close friend of his daughter, I know her very good. And so for me, I took two pieces of him. Well, actually, one is one composition of him regarding immigration, I will explain during the concert, and the other is a traditional song which he used to play very much. So I'm very happy and very glad to do this homage to Danilo Montenegro.
Wow. So it will be a very special evening, the premiere for us and also for you if you join us at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. German time, and the stream is free as always, so you can also tell it to your friends so they can sit on their computers. And so thank you very much, and
Thank you.
we will finish our channel. So this was the last day of, as I said, 10 fingers, so that was the 10th finger. And the festival says thank you for all of you who joined the channel regularly or not regularly. And as I said, everything is on YouTube on our channel, so if you like something to watch again, if you say, oh, I want to see the exercises of Francesco, you can see it every time. This is for you with free access, of course. And so we are looking forward for the concert, and thank you. And hopefully we see maybe in the next Tamburi Monday channels. You remember we have a special Tamburi Mundi frame drum channel, so we will continue in autumn again. And maybe in winter we have a winter edition of Tamburi Mundi, so we are very active online and also here in Freiburg. And next year in summer for sure, if the world is still turning, we will be here again with you. So bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.